Hey there, you doing all right? I'm going to try and present to you this BMW Series 7 e38 740 naturally aspirated 4.4 litre engine. I'm going to get you as much detail as I can in the conditions we have in here. I'm going to cold start it for you so that you can hear how the engine behaves very well. At cold start, we're going to have a look around and perhaps also look at the interior. I'm going to give it a go so that you could very nicely have a look at how it accelerates, if that's doable in road conditions. And then I'm going to get you some pictures as well so you could have a look at whatever detail remains. I'm going to try and talk about some advantages and, well, weak sides of this car as well. There's just one, which I will mention at some point. Everything else seems to work just fine. Well, what am I saying? It works awesome. This car is just awesome. I've had it for 4 years and had lots of fun. Enjoyed it immensely. But then again, I don't really drive it every day. I don't really drive it every week either. It's spent 4 years in this underground parking place, in this underground garage here. I have other cars to drive as well, and this one is not a daily really. Much more like an enjoyable source of immense pleasure on weekends and stuff. So let's try and have a look at how it starts when cold. Okay, so we're in the interior now. I'm going to cold start it for you so you'll see the engine's cold, and I'm starting it early in the morning today. Here comes. I'm going to try and get you some additional lighting here so you can have a look in the engine here. There are no leakages. Nothing's really oily, no wet in the engine room. You'll notice the interior area is super dry, nice and neat. Haven't really washed it. No, I haven't really washed it at all for the last 4 years, and maybe the previous owner has. But then, well, so it kind of works even. You'll see. The engine's super nice and stable, sounds very proper. Oil's been changed very well every year. I mean, I haven't really covered that much distance over the last 4 years. I think I must have done 600 kilometers in the first year, something like 600 kilometers in the second, and then I would do 500 in the third, and I've done something like 1,300 kilometers over the last 10 months. I really did like 600 to 700 kilometers last month during one trip. I felt like, okay, this is the end of my adventure with the car. I'm gonna try and pass it onwards to whoever is willing to buy it and take very good care of it. So I felt, okay, this is the end of the adventure. I'm gonna give it a proper ride, and I did some 600 or 700 kilometers at the end of July, having a lovely trip on my own. I'm going to be super clear about why I'm selling this one. There's two reasons. One is, well, I've bought something else, and I'm going to have to move some money pocket to pocket. And the other one is, now I have a baby, and now I have a baby. I can't really travel that much with this car in here because it doesn't have the seat mounting. It doesn't really have that seat mounting in the back seat, so whatever family trips we take, I can't really use this car at all. It doesn't seem to be that safe installing that child seat, kind of a makeshift method. Doesn't really work that well. The interior first. I've had the front seat, the passenger seat and the driver's seat refurbished nicely and taken care of. There's been some cosmetic improvements in there. Let me just start the lights for you. Maybe we're going to see a little bit more. So they look superb. The seats look superb. They still got that smell of the 1990s. There's that beautiful, gentle, soft, fragile, beautiful leather in here. The interior is complete. There aren't any missing elements. Wait, there's one. There is this bolt cover in here that's missing. It costs something like 50 euro cents, but then I haven't been able to locate it anywhere. All the displays are just fine. No pixel problems. The AC works perfectly well. All the materials are complete. Let me just get out. I'll get out of the car. No missing elements. Everything's super nice and neat. The front, the driver's seat is perfectly fine. All electric adjustments work perfectly well. Let me just try and show you this. So we'll go front and back, up. Oh wow, okay, this is the funny one. All of these move perfectly well. There's the extension. There's the extension working here very well, as much as all the other adjustments in here and in here. All of these beautiful details. As you can see, this moves perfectly well, and obviously, as you would expect, memory works just fine as well. I'm just trying to readjust to my position. This is perfectly fine. Okay, so we'll have a look at the rear seats, which are just fine too. I think they haven't been used that much. I haven't used them that much. I mean, I've tested this child seat in here once, but then it didn't really feel like the best idea. Okay, so we're going to have a look at the exterior when I get out, and I'm going to show you some problems. And there's just one problem with rust on the bottom edges of the doors. That's just one. Okay, maybe we could have a look at another issue now. It's not an issue. It's a lovely trunk. It's a lovely trunk, nice, clean and complete. You'll notice all is good. The battery is new. I mean, I bought it last year. It's all nice and dry. There's no rust. Okay, I'm gonna need some additional lightweight. There's no rust in here. All of this is super nice and dry. And if you want to have a look at detail underneath here, I'm gonna try and show you too. Oh look, all dry and absolutely no problems here. Absolutely no humidity, no wetness. All is good. The CD changer, well, that's a typical part. No, it's nothing surprising. This spare tire is new. It was produced in '99. Apparently, never been used. Maybe once. I mean, there's some dust on it, but then it's a '99 spare tire. The wheels, the rims are original. All in good in here. The body, well, the tools. Yes, I mean, they tell me it's a sign of completion and completeness and of good quality of a car like this if the tools are in place. Well, they are in here. Well, not much of a reason to use them either. The car hasn't ever broken. Well, why would it? On the other hand, I mean, I have not covered that much ground in it. So what you're looking at is a splendid vehicle. I'm going to get you details of in a sec. Back to the engine again. Well, the front lights for you to have a look at. They're all good. Could be polished, I'd say, but then again, there is some patinated aura of a 1990s car, so I haven't really done much to them. I really don't need that much either. I'm going to try now, drive the car out the garage and show you bits and pieces in daylight. Okay. Well, I'm going to try and give you an impression of what it feels like to be in the cabin while driving at relatively low speeds. I'm within the city area now, so I'm going to go super slow. But then maybe there's a straight road in a bit that I'm going to try and give you a look at how the car accelerates. To my mind, this is just factory performance. It's as manufactured. It accelerates really well. To be super clear, it also works just fine when it comes to braking. I would say it performs as planned in 1999. The very impression I have is of a car that really has covered just 167,000 kilometers. There's no doubt this is original mileage. There's invoices and servicing history, documentation for all that mileage and the history. The car's super smooth. I've done some repairs, actual maintenance, in fact, to the suspension. Not much work either. It didn't really require it. The mechanic that services this car was actually quite surprised from the very beginning that much of the suspension is still original parts. Those that required replacement, then we took care of these, and now the car works just fine. It's super smooth. The suspensions, well, it's a limousine. It's a proper elegant and luxurious car, so it's rather soft, and it absorbs all the shock from the road very nicely. I would say it gets a tiny edge of sportiness, but then if you're buying an e38, then you know what you're buying, so kind of I shouldn't be really explaining that, should I? Then the insulation is perfect. The car's so quiet. What you can hear is a bit of the engine, and then within the city there's no other sounds. You can't really hear any other cars around. There's double glazing. We're going to go nicely through here. Okay, back to it. I've just rinsed some of the dust off the car, and using this quiet moment now that it's not raining, and I think it will be in a minute, I'll try and go quickly around the car to show you the body, and maybe then have a look at the interior again. I'll discuss, well, some imperfections which are scarce and minor except for one, and maybe this is something I begin with. I personally think this is the only, and definitely the only, a weak side of this car. It's the only thing that requires some work at this point, or it would require if you wanted this car to be just perfect. We're looking at the edges of the door, which are not perfect at all. This is the worst case in here. You've got the edges slightly layered here. You'd notice rust is all around here as much as around the rubber element in here. It's all solid. It doesn't seem to be getting any worse over the last 4 years I've had the car. It must have been taken care of very well. You'll notice this is substantial rust in this edge here. I've had a specialist talk to me about this, and the guys very nicely said, okay, this is doable, I can very nicely take care of this, but then you're going to have to wait in a line of willing customers and wait a year and a half for me to even look more seriously at it. Other specialists would be a little bit more conformist and practical. They would say, okay, buy a set of new doors, and then or second-hand new doors, and then you'd get them replaced, and we'll just paint the car again. Never wanted to do this really, because then ultimately this is an original car in original bodywork. All the paint is original on it, and I felt okay replacing these original doors with another set, well, that doesn't really make too much sense. Maybe using that specialist I should be waiting for like a year and a half would make more sense, but then I don't really have that much time. I've been busy doing something else. So driver's doors is just fine. Maybe there's a minor sign that something might be going on here, but it's also been well taken care of. I think there's never been any developments in this spot when it comes to rust. I'll show you the other doors, which are rustier than the driver's doors. There's a bit of work needed in here. You'll notice this is foam. I've just washed the car for you to rinse off some of the dust I've had on it after the ride I had over the weekend. So what you've got in here is a tiny problem, I'd say. I mean, if you remove the plastic or rubbery element in here, you'd notice there's rusting on it, but then again the bodywork is solid. There's no problems around here that wouldn't be repairable. The passenger doors on the right hand side is the front passenger doors is a worse case. This is way worse than the rear doors on the right hand side, maybe as bad as the rear doors on the driver's side. So again, some work needed here. You would have to spend some time working on this one. The good news is though, all the other elements are just fine. If you looked at the car from underneath, you'd notice it's perfectly okay. The body of the car, the suspension, all the bottom of the car, including the frame or whatever you call that, all of that is solid. There's no rust trouble or no substantial rust trouble. So you would have to think of rust on the edge of the door as the main issue. And I've also washed the car to show you where this is coming from. And again, if you've been looking at e38, you know this for sure. But then if any water, including rain or the water you use having washed the car, is not removed by hand, then it will end up in those spots at the edges. There are those channels that distribute water to remove it from the body of the car. That nevertheless, I think they must have been designed improperly, so water would accumulate at the edges. I'm going to dry the car in a sec so that there's no water remaining, but then I wanted to show you where this is coming from. This is not the effect of an accident affecting the edges of the doors, but it's just a typical feature, a typical characteristics of e38. So you'll see the water dripping right there. Just wash the car, and again, if you don't remove that by hand, then over the 26 years the car's been with us, then you would notice probably a little bit of rust on most of e38s all around. Okay, fine. Some detail on the body. There's some paint imperfections in here. Must have been rocks, I'd say, hitting the body. There are these 3 bits and pieces. Tiny imperfection around here. You'd notice a tiny scratch. Is this? No, that's dirt again. Do I have any imperfections in here? Yes. This is this is the hood of the car, and there's a tiny two imperfections. Again, minor issues, super minor issues. There are two scratches in here which you will or you will not see on camera, but maybe I could try and cover them like this. Oh, maybe now. Yeah, you can see the tiny bits in here. A tiny imperfection as well in this spot. And then other than this, there's a scratch. This is a scratch all over. I'd say it can be very nicely removed, and well, if nobody buys this one, I'll take care of these tiny bits and pieces myself, because ultimately, Jesus, it's a lovely car. My God, love it so much. It drives like crazy. It's super comfy. It's all very nice and stiff, responsive. It accelerates beautifully. Well, it's got style, but you know that. The braking is awesome. Well, all servicing and maintenance has been taken care of. So what I've always felt I'm super proud of is the original mileage and the perfect mechanical condition. The bodywork and the painting imperfections and the rust, these are I'd say minor issues in comparison. But then nevertheless, if you wanted to repair this, this guy I talked to, so he's told me this is like 12 grand in the Polish currency. There must be like 3,500 euro. 3,500 euro to either take very good care of the rust problem, or address it in a different manner by buying second-hand used doors and painting them nicely. So either way, it's around 3,500 euro to repair all this. But I really haven't consulted the cheaper specialists either. I mean, I've talked to these guys that I know are rather good at it. So, well, this is a tiny patinated bit on the plastic element in here, but again, not a major issue. If you wanted to look at the aluminum decors and be really critical, then these interior elements in here could be taken care of if you wanted perfection. But then other than this, have a look. Are you gonna call anybody on the phone? Well, if you are, then it does work, yeah. Now I've got this gizmo here that you could very nicely use to play your Bluetooth music or talk on the phone. Works like gold. It was so cheap. I must have paid like €10, and it's just awesome. But then, other than this, I never really spared any costs to take care of the car. Not that there were any substantial expenditures. I think it's all reasonable. I'm going to get you pictures of the documentation and invoices and servicing history, so you could very nicely have a look at it. Oh, the rims are okay. Well, there are imperfections, obviously, but then there's a tiny dent. Paint should be taken care of in here. There's still some dirt. I really didn't wash that clearly. Let me just have a look at the rims in here. I've got another set of rims with winter tires. The other one is a 17-inch rim, styling weight 31. I'm gonna double check on this. The tires in both sets of rims are 2021. They're in very good condition. The winter tires are, in fact, perfect. I don't think they've ever been used, really. So they're like super clean and nice. Okay. So I'm going to try and get you some pictures later on, perhaps. But then for now, the video, I'm going to now try and dry this car nicely so that it looks just perfect, and take some pictures for you. And when I head back to the office, I've got all the documentation in there, and gonna send you all the servicing history very nicely. Okay, so enjoy the watch, and I hope we shake hands on it sometime very soon. Have a good one.